Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Diane Deziel and today we're doing the assembling of the little belly. Now before to start the assembling, I want to take a moment to talk to you about the fabric that I use, and I think it's a pretty good choice that I did. It's simply a foam, laminated foam, so you have fabric on both sides that they glue to it or fuse to it. If you could get your hand on that kind of fabric, doesn't matter the thickness, it's all going to do a good job. It is the same foam that we use for bra making. If you could get the slippery one, it's even going to be better. Now if you cannot get that foam, you could still do it, no problem. Try to find a fabric that is slippery. It's going to fit better and your garment are going to fall better over the belly. Now we're going to start the assembling with the biggest piece, so the under part of the belly, and we're going to start by sewing the dart. We have 3 of them to do. I indicate all the information very clearly on my fabric so you could see. The way we're going to do it is folding with the notches and sew the dart from the seam line, passing by about 3 millimeters beside the punch hole, and go finish the dart at the seam line on the other side. We have to do the 3 like that, and remember you do have the notch to tell you where to fold. So now we're going to start the assembling, and we're going to do a first step by putting the middle piece with the 2 pieces that goes right next to it, both sides. And I'm going to do also the 2 bottom pieces together for both sides. Now we're ready to do the 4th seam, and remember we did a 0.7 millimeter seam allowance. Now we're ready to do the 2 last seams. So just like we did before, you're going to pin on each side just to make sure you have the right piece at the right place, and you're going to sew both sides. Hope you did appreciate the little corner I asked you to cut. It's much easier while it's time to sew. Also, all the reference notch that I asked you to put, I think it makes your life much easier while it's time for sewing. Now your shape is done, you could almost see it, and now what I propose is not to press the seam, it's to open them and stitch them down by doing a top stitch over a zigzag top stitch. Now what we did with the zigzag machine, we like pressed the seam, and you could now see a nice shape that is transformed compared from before. And it's going to transform a little more because we're going to sew it to the under piece that also have a shape, but if you remember, opposite direction. But for now, what I want you to do is take your piece and fill it in with the polyester mousse or filling. I simply use an old pillowcase inside that I'm going to put inside. Put as much as you want. Put it over the bottom piece, and you're going to pin together with the 4 reference that we have. So the center of each direction. You're now ready to go stitch it all around at 1 centimeter seam allowance, and remember to keep a little opening. Keep like 8 or 10 centimeter open so you could remove the mousse or put some more. Now that your seam is done and you did keep a little opening, you'll be able to fill it a little more if you need to, or remove if you put too much. make sure you place it inside so you have it all distributed, and then you'll be able to go and stitch it down to close the opening that you did, and overlock all around, or do another zigzag all around to make sure it won't fringe. Now you see I did my finishing and I closed the open part of the belly. We have one last step to do. It's to put the elastic so you could put it on and remove it easily. So I suggest you get the widest elastic you could get. Take the measurement all around the belly, then remove from that measurement, remove the width of the belly. Then you could cut right there. So you're going to get a shorter piece, and you're going to assemble it to one side on the widest side at the notch. So just like that. So make 2 stitches to make it more stable. And on the other side, you're going to use one side of Velcro, the soft one, and you're going to sew it at the other notch. Again, make 2 seams, so it's going to be more stable. And now the other side of the Velcro, be careful, you're going to put it, you see how I'm folding my elastic, you're going to put it on the top part. You could make that part a little bit longer so it'll be more adjustable, and you're going to sew it all around on this top part of the elastic. The measurement that I cut today is about 8 centimeters, and like I said, this one could be a little bit longer, and it's going to close just like that. So we did it, we complete the belly, and if you see inside, I did very secure stitch on both sides. Also on the elastic Velcro part, I did X and square to make sure that it doesn't get unsewn when you really need it. It attached very easily and it's very secure. I tested already. That's it for today. I hope the video will be helpful. Thanks for watching and I see you next time.